Hey guys, so today I am going to be talking about all my tattoos. I have gotten a couple requests for this and I wanted to do it anyway. So I'm going to talk about all the tattoos that I currently have and the tattoos that I want in the future. So I'm just going to go through all that now. I'm going to go through who I got them by, the pricing, yada yada yada. So the first one, I'm going to go in order of how I got them too. So the first one I got is on my left foot. And that is what it looks like. It just says hope and it has a lavender cancer ribbon. Sorry guys. You're gonna be thrown around a little bit in this video and I apologize. But I got that tattoo because a lot of the people at the time, a lot of people that I knew and loved was going through or had just recovered from cancer. But it was all different types of cancer. They weren't all going through breast cancer or anything, so I didn't want to pick just one ribbon to put in there, like the breast cancer ribbon. The lavender one is representative to all types of cancer. So that's why I picked a lavender ribbon to go in hope. My second tattoo is on my hip. And that's what it looks like. It's a puzzle piece with a tree coming out of it, and red, yellow, and blue butterflies birds are flying off of it. And I did this in representation of autism. My younger brother has autism, and him and I have been fairly close for a long time. It wasn't up until recently that my brother and I haven't really seen my brother recently, and we're not as close as we used to be, mostly just because life gets in the way. So I got that tattoo for him because he does mean a lot to me. So I wanted to get something to represent him. My third tattoo was my music notes. Many of you have seen this. Oh, the first tattoo was $60. The second tattoo was $100. Sorry. And then I got my music notes. I'm so all over the place with this. I'm sorry. I got my Hope tattoo done at Scorpion Tattooing, done by Jesse Reddington. I'm not gonna lie, I did not like him. He was kind of an asshole to me. Excuse my language. I really do try not to swear on my channel, but he was just super mean to me. He didn't give me what I wanted and stuff like that. The rest of them have all been done by Sylvain Lebec, who owns his own shop here in New Hampshire. It's called Point of Entry Tattoo, and I absolutely love him. He used to work at FTP, in Derry, New Hampshire. Point of Entry is also in Derry, New Hampshire. So I go and see him, and I always will go to see him. Doesn't matter where he is, doesn't matter if he's in Nashua or Derry or Maine or Vermont. That's the farthest I will go. I know he has plans of going down to Florida, which you Floridians are going to be lucky if he does. But I'm just going to go to him until I can't, and then from there I will find out where else I should go. So the music notes I did get from him. Now I'm finally on the music notes again. I got the music notes in representation because in my junior year of high school, I went through a really bad depression, and the only thing that really kept me going was music. Every time I would get sad, I would listen to my music on my iPod. And excuse me, guys. I've been super tired lately, but anyway. So that's why I got the music notes, because ever since then, music has been a big part of my life. Before that, I would just read all the time, and now I listen to music all the time. I still read, but it is not as high in my life as music is. I listen to music all the time. It's one of the things that calms me down when I've had a bad day. And that's why I got it. And that was also $60. My next tattoo is on my other foot. So let me... So that's what that one looks like. It's the avatar symbol for water, and the date February 15th, 2015. Right? Yeah. That's sad that I forgot. And the date is in Roman numerals. I got this tattoo because on that date, I went to the hospital because I was not feeling good at all. And, you know, it was one of those things where I was so cold and I almost passed out walking home, and it wasn't a good day. And when I got there, I realized that I had suffered from really bad dehydration to the point where they had to free flow 2 bags of fluids into me. So that's why I got that one, and that one was also $60. I have 2 left. I'm going to do the smaller one first and then the big one, even though I did get the big one first, but I technically got them on the same day. So the smaller one is behind my left ear. It is a semicolon. This one was free-handed, and most of you will probably know what the semicolon mean. Once again, it does have to do with depression. In writing, it is where the writer could have ended a sentence, but then decided to just pause it and keep it going. And that's what the semicolon means to those with depression or who have self-harmed, because they could have ended their life, but they decided not to. A lot of people disagree with me having this tattoo, but unfortunately for me, it is a reality, and that's why I do have it. Despite what anybody may want or like about it. It is my body, it is my life, and that's what I wanted. And if I were to have gotten that one alone, it would have been $60, but I got it with this other one, which is on my right ribs. And it is a Dreamcatcher with the quote, "Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today." And so I got that one. I've wanted that one for... Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. My camera is getting aggravating. Anyway, I got that one because in my youth group, the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls, each assembly, which is like a different section of the state, like there's Derry Assembly, there's Nashua Assembly, Goffstown Assembly, Exeter, Milford, and Pemmy. And Goffstown. Did I say Goffstown? I feel like I'm missing Plymouth. There we go. We have 8 assemblies in the state of New Hampshire, and when I was worthy advisor, which is like my section, my assembly's president, my theme was to live your dreams, and it kind of had a double meaning, like dreaming, like you're sleeping, you're dreaming, and you know, live those out, but it also means to like live life to the fullest and do what you want to do, because you only live once. So my quote was, "Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you die today." So I knew I wanted that on my body, but I also knew I wanted a dream catcher to go with it, because I do have a little bit of Indian heritage, not much, but a little bit, and I wanted to incorporate incorporate that into it. So that's why the Dreamcatcher and the quote together, to help like take out the bad dreams, and so you can just be happy and prosper. And that was $300 plus tip. So that was my most expensive by far. So I'm gonna go over my future tattoos that I want. So let me think. Okay. So on my left ribs, I want to get a phoenix representing my new life after my depression, like how happy I am, because the story of the phoenix is they burn and they recreate themselves from their ashes. So I'll show you a picture of exactly what I want right now. And like I said, I want that on my left rib. On my left thigh, I want 2 fish circling each other. It kind of looks like the Pisces symbol, which I'm okay with, but I just really, this one doesn't really have a meaning for me, other than the fact that I really like it. So I'm gonna get that, and like I said, it's gonna be on my left hip, not my left hip, my left thigh. That's just gonna be in black and white, and here's what that's gonna look like. And all the tattoos that I'm showing you are pictures off of Pinterest, but whenever I find a tattoo I like off of Pinterest, I always tell my makeup artist to do what he wants with it, because any makeup artist that is willing to copy someone else's work is not a good makeup artist. But yeah, the only one I had him copy piece for piece was my autism one, and that's because I wanted it to look exactly like that, because that one is really, really, really special to me. On my right thigh, I plan on getting Ariel, under the sea. It's going to be huge, and it's going to be really colorful, and it's going to be really painful. But I keep going back and forth on whether or not I want a regular looking Ariel or like a punk looking Ariel, like with tattoos and piercings. So here's a rough idea of what that will look like. So the next Little Mermaid tattoo I want is a starfish, a fork, and a seashell, and I want that behind my right ear, and this is what that's gonna look like. If you're wondering why all the like mermaid tattoos, The Little Mermaid has always been my favorite movie ever since I was a little child, and I've always, like, ever since I was little, I always had dreams of wanting to be a mermaid, so there's that. So yeah. The next one I want is gonna be on my back, and it's a wolf howling to the moon. And that one is in remembrance of my grandmother, who died back in 2012, and this is what that's gonna look like. Next tattoo that I'm thinking about is exposed tail scales. And I know I want this somewhere on my leg, but I'm not sure where yet. And this is what that's gonna look like. And the last two I want a sternum piece. A sternum piece goes right here. And it's like seashell, it's like a chandelier seashell kind of look. And this is what that's gonna look like. And the last one I want is the word love, and I want it right here on my ring finger. Because there is an old Mayan belief of, and that's why like the engagement ring and the wedding bands are supposed to go on this finger. If you put your fingers together, I forget like what each represented. It's like parents, siblings, friends and kids, I think. Lover and kids. And, like, you can separate all the fingers except for the ring fingers. Like, I am pulling so hard right now. And I cannot get them to separate. I'm sure, like, it's really... Or, no. It's like, you push them together. And, like, these come apart, these come apart, these come apart, these come apart. But you cannot take apart the ring fingers. Like, I'm trying so hard right now, guys. And that's the Mayan belief on that. And that's why I want the word love on that finger. I do not want to hear whether or not you like my tattoo ideas, whether or not you like my current tattoos. It's my body. I'm going to get what I want to get, whether it has a deep meaning or not. And that's up to me and up to nobody else. And I will get as many as I want. So that's that. Okay. And if I remember correctly, the most expensive one I'm going to get is my Ariel Under the Sea one. But again, like, this is my body. I'm going to get what I want to get. And if you don't like it, don't even bother saying anything because it's not going to change my mind. Alrighty, guys. I love you all.